Hello. Hmm. Okay, guys, we are live. So, hello everyone. I am Harshal Jain, and today we are going to learn something really great. And till now, we have covered a lot in Node.js Express and MongoDB. And today, we would be doing some specific MongoDB things. Like a very few things are actually left in MongoDB, not too much. Like, yeah, this tutorial is definitely named as Advanced Database Operations. But we have already covered a lot in database, and I don't think that there isn't anything left apart from sort and filter. These are only two important things left, and we would be covering that today. And after that, I'll be showing you a very important thing. A lot of you might feel a problem in Node.js, MongoDB, and Express that how they can upload an image. Okay, so we'll be doing that today, and for that we would be using Cloudinary, but instead of that you can use AWS S3 or different kind of services. But today we'll be using Cloudinary because it's free for everyone and it gives good support. Okay, so we would be using Cloudinary today, and the integration is damn easy. So if you don't know how to actually upload image from Node.js to some database. So what we would be actually doing is we would be uploading image from Node.js to Cloudinary. Okay, then we'll get a URL. URL would be saved to database. It would be happening like that because MongoDB doesn't store image data easily. Okay, so we don't store image directly in MongoDB. We would be storing a URL in MongoDB. Okay, so we'd be doing that. And hi Pawan, how are you? So, guys, if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the live chat. And I hope that everyone has watched the last 8 videos which we have covered till now. If you don't know how are we working, so first of all, you can visit to Geeks4Geeks development channel. And here you can find that, yeah, we are live. And in the playlist section, you'll find the last videos which are available. Okay, you can see all the past live streams are available here, right? So currently we are here, and the upcoming sessions will also be shown. Okay, so yeah, you can watch all of these so that you can have a better idea. And I've covered everything which is required in Node.js Express and MongoDB, and also in the last video we covered the React.js part. So if some of you are confused how we would be going to connect to React.js, you can watch the last video. Okay, so we have covered everything in this upcoming and the last few sessions. So you can watch all of these 15 videos and you would feel that, yeah, I've taught everything in these 15 videos, and I don't think that you don't need to learn much after this in the specific basic stuff. But yeah, there would be some different kind of libraries which you can learn separately. Okay, so today what we'll do is, first of all, before continuing, in the description you'll find the link provided by Geeks4Geeks. So in this video's description, you'll find a link that is for Node.js Live and classroom based program. So first link is for a live course. If you want to purchase for full stack development, you can see right now we are giving an offer also. So you can check out this, and you can check out the description for this also, the content which would be taught to you. Okay, so you can check out these. And the second one is, if you want an offline classroom program by Geeks4Geeks, that means we are taking offline sessions also. So if you are someone who can come here at Gurgaon or Noida, then you can purchase this one if you want. All right, so this is also an offer for today. Okay, so you can check out these. All right, so one more thing, till 31st we are actually having Geeks4Geeks Olympics. So last few days are left. So if you wanna participate, still you can, because a few days are left. So please hurry up, and it would end after 31st July. So for that, you can simply search for Geeks4Geeks Olympics, and here you would find the first link. Can go here and you can simply enroll for this. Okay, and in the events you can see these are the current events. You can participate in these, and you can see that a lot of people are actually participating here, so they are actually ranked. And one more thing is, you can win some prizes. So these prizes are here, and you can follow Geeks4Geeks and share your stories here. All right, so that's it. And right now, Yes, if you wanna see some of the sessions taken by some influencer right now, we are now since it's about to end, so we are not taking any new sessions. But if you wanna see previous session, you can simply click at the YouTube icon here, and it will take you to the Geeks for Geeks main page. So here you can see that some sessions are actually going on, and you can see that if you find this relatable, you can watch these. All right. So yeah, these are very, I would say, knowledgeable sessions. So do have some watch on this. All right. So now let's continue with the main thing which we are here for today, that is the code part. So what we'll do is, in the last videos we have actually coded a lot, like we were actually using reactors and stuff like that. So if you want the last day's code, what you can actually do is you can simply visit github.com, and after this what you need to write is slash virajj014. Okay, so this is my GitHub profile. Here you'll find all of my source codes which I have uploaded till now. In the repository section you would simply find node 15 gfg. If you don't find this, you have to search the name here. Okay, so now what do we need is, you can simply go here and you can check out the code which I have provided. Okay, you can check out the code by surfing here, and if you know how to use Git and GitHub, then I don't need to tell you anything. You can just clone the code and use it, right? So that's it. That's very basic things which I wanted to tell you. And if you are facing any doubts, first of all, I would request that first look into this code. Whatever are the things, please first look into this code. Whatever things I have done, you would find here. Even after this, if you're facing difficulties, then you can contact me in any of my videos, or you can, I would always say that, message me in my latest videos. And also one more thing, if you want to contact me, you can message me on Instagram also. So for contacting me on Instagram, I would just share my Instagram profile also. A lot of people actually message me here, and I do reply them. Okay, so yeah, you can message me here if you want. All right, so now let's continue. Now, very important thing, let's open our, first of all, we would be opening our database. So I'll just go here, and if you don't know what's going on here, please first of all watch the last videos. Okay, so I've just opened MongoDB Atlas, and here you would find the sign in button, and I would just sign in with my old ID which I've been using, right? So let's start. All right, so here you can see that the database is here in the collections part. First of all, I would like to tell you that how you can actually create your own database. That means you can add your things on your own database. Previously what we were doing is a test database was automatically created and we were able to add things here, right? But now how about I want to create my own database, right? How can I do that? So for that we just need to provide one parameter which is very important. So let me just show you that. So for that, what we can do is, I would just say that first of all, we were actually creating projects here, so I'll just copy the project 4 one, so that we have the project 4 and I have a copy for that also. Okay, so I've just copied it and I'll just name it as project 5 so that everyone has sets. Okay, so yeah, here I would just open my proj5 and I will just explain you what we have done till now so that you are able to know what things are actually happening here. So first of all, I would definitely show you my env. Here you can see that by the way, you must never show someone your env file, but I have to because this is a tutorial. Okay, so I'll just later on I'll just remove these things. So here you can see that we have this URL and then we have secret keys. Okay, and then we simply created a few routes. Okay, so a few routes were actually created, but the problem here is that by default, whenever we did something, what actually happened is things were actually uploaded here. Okay, uploaded here, but we want to create our own database, not the test name. I would create my own database like my db1, my db100, or something else. Okay, so I want to create my own database. So first of all, I'll just remove all the extra databases so that you don't get confused. My db1, right? My db1 is deleted, and similarly I would just delete another one, my db100, right? So I've just removed some databases. Now you can see by default you were able to see this, that we were actually playing around, and in the test automatically the users collection has been created. Okay, so whenever you create a schema in Node.js, okay, whenever you create a schema, automatically with the same name a collection would be created. Okay, so yeah. please make sure that you're using these things, and schema is always preferred to use. So right now I want to create my own database. Right now you can create your own database from here, but I don't want that. I want to create my own database from Node.js application. How can I do that? So it's very easy actually. Whenever you go to db.js, here you need to just provide the database name. Okay, so by default the database name is test, but if you provide a database name specifically, then you would be able to upload to that specific database of that specific project. Okay, so what I would do is I would just provide the database name. So for that you can actually specify one thing, that is db name. So first of all, let me just create an env for that, or just call this, suppose I would just call this env name as my db1. So right now we don't have any database here. Okay, if I just show you, here you can see right now we only have test database, right? So I'm going to create a my db1 database, and I would be storing files there, right? So yeah, my db1. And for that what you need to do is you would simply specify the database name here, right? So yeah, we have created this. I would just say that in db.js give a comma here. Okay, and then inside this I would just say that db name, and here you just need to specify the env variable, right? So now you have a new database. So whenever you are performing different operations in index.js, automatically this database would be used. Okay, now the test database won't be used, you would be using this database. Okay, I hope now we are clear. So now let's try to do things. So first of all, what I would do is I would simply go to index.js, and right now you can see that these were the things which we are using. Okay, so I would just start this. For starting, I would just go to terminal, new terminal, node1 index.js, right? So it would start. Okay, I have to just start again, and now I think it would work. Yes, now it works. Okay, so here you can see that everything is fine. So let me just try to make some operation, but before that, uh, if I just refresh, you would find that automatically my db1 has been created. Okay, and in the users you won't see that any user is actually available. So now whenever I perform any operation, automatically this database would be used, not the test one. Okay, so please make sure now you are in my db1. So what can we do is, now let's try the same things which we were doing in the last video. So please watch the last videos if you haven't. So I would just call the register, and in the headers content type application json, and this is the body, and in the authorization or headers you don't need anything else. Okay, fine. So now let's try to register. Can see that we got a message, user registered successfully. So if I click refresh, now you can see that instead of test database, my db1 would be used, and you can see things are saved here. Okay, so I hope now you know how you can actually use your own database, right? And similarly you can use different things. Suppose I just say that, suppose I would use another email. Okay, and suppose another email, I'm just trying to do things so that you'll be able to understand how we can apply filters and different things in MongoDB, right? And now let's change the name to Viraj and do the same things, right? So I'll just say that, suppose this and this. Okay, so yeah, we have created a few users. Now what simply want is, I would just say that email one, something like this. I'm just creating random users, and I would just say that there are some females also. Okay, so female, and I would just say user one. Okay, so okay, fine, now it's fine. So I would be just creating some random users also, so that you would be able to see how we can apply filter operations easily. So user one, user two. Okay, and that's it. So we have created a few set of users, and let me just show you my database. Refresh. So here you can see that we have a few set of users. So now what we want is, suppose I am creating an API where I want all of the females registered in my database. How can I get that? For that we have MongoDB filters. Actually we would be just providing this find by name, find by value, and then we can simply provide this value. Okay, so for that, suppose we are creating an API. Okay, so let me just decrease the size a bit, and I hope you know how things work here. What I would do is simply from here I'll be creating an API supposed to get all females. Okay, or let it be. I would just say that get by gender. Okay, suppose I'm just creating this API, right? So this is for those cases where you are getting things by date and things like that. Okay, get by date, get by time, or get by uploaded time and things like that. You get different kind of filters, right? Either in YouTube, either in social media platforms, either in e-commerce platforms, you get filters. So how filters are actually applied? So from the front end user would be sending sort by date, sort by some things like that. So how can I actually do that? So suppose right now I would just say that I'm providing a filter, not sort. I'm providing a filter that I want all the females. I don't want the males. I want all the females registered in my database. How can I get that? So for that I can simply say that app.get, but yeah, app.post actually, because we would be providing the male female parameter from the body. Okay, so yeah, I would just name it as get by gender. And here you can actually provide the middleware for authorization, but right now we are not talking about that. For authorization, we created a middleware and we have used in a past few videos, so you can watch those videos. Right now we are not providing any kind of restriction or security. Okay, we are just creating a plain API to get things. Okay, so what I want is I want to extract one thing first of all, const gender req.body. Okay, suppose this is it, and what I would do is I would just say that const users equals user dot find and inside this you need to provide the parameter gender, right? So I would just say that gender, I think we have provided the parameter gender, or what is the parameter? Yeah, gender it is. So what do we need is, first of all I would just say that it's an async operation, right? Sorry, await. Okay, so it was an async operation, then I've used await here, and I think everything is fine. We were actually using things like that, right? Fine, fine. So inside this we have just provided that give me all females. Okay, give me all males or all females. So it would actually by default take the gender and would find all the users according to that. And let's try to check this. I think it would work. So if I call a post request, okay, if I call a post request, okay, I have to just specify this also, get by gender. Right here in the headers part I would just provide one thing, that is content type. Content type is application JSON, and suppose in body you are actually providing one parameter that is known as gender. Okay, so now what would happen is, suppose I provide male. I hope it works. So you can see I'm getting, okay, it's a post request first of all, send. So error connecting to database. Okay, I think there is an issue. I would just first of all connect it again. Let's wait. It's taking time, so let's wait for a few seconds. I think the database is causing some issues. Okay, now it's connected. Okay, now it's connected. So let me just try to make a request again. So now you can see I got all users male, 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 male. You can see all the users whose genders are male. Okay. Similarly, you can provide different parameters. As I'll get all users with name Harshal, I'll get all emails with starting with this and things like that. So suppose if I provide female, okay, female, so this is the filter which I provided from front end. If I click here, you can see that we are able to get these things, right? So we got only two females because we registered only two females, right? So that's how filters work, and you can provide any filter from front end to back end. I hope you got the idea how filters work. Now one more thing, that is a sort thing. Okay, so sort thing is what? Suppose I would just provide only one thing, that is um I would just ask for two parameters from front end. Okay, so suppose someone wants to sort by name or sort by age. Okay, suppose someone wants to sort by age in ascending order. So suppose I would just ask for two things: app dot post sort by age, suppose. Okay, sort users, and I would just ask for two things: const, first of all, what do you want to sort, and the second is the order, that is ascending order or the descending order. Plus one means positive one simply means ascending order, and minus one simply means descending order of age, right? So I would only ask for these two parameters. So again I would just say that const users equals await, and here they have actually provided this. So there is actually a method in MongoDB to sort things out. Okay, to sort things out there is actually a method, and we would be actually using this. So here you can say that const sort equals, and I would just say that I want two things, that is sort by and the order. If sort by equals what? Sort by would be equal to what? Age, right? Order would be equal to 1 or minus 1, right? So if it's 1, that means we want ascending order and things like that. Okay, so suppose now if I just say that user dot find, and here you just need to provide the sort parameter, and I hope this works. Right, it would work, it would work. So let's try to use this now, and I've just provided the sort parameter, and let's try to get it right. So if I just give this as a response, all the users would be sent, right? So now I'll be using sort by age, sort by order. Okay, sort by, what is the name? Sort by users. So sort by users, right? And I would just provide the first parameter which we are taking is sort by. Okay, so here I would just provide sort by, and let's say I want to sort by age, and the second thing is what? Second thing which we are using is order, right? So order is suppose -1. Okay, so I think all of the users have same age or something, or we haven't provided age to any. We'll see that, but right now, okay, we haven't actually provided the age. So I would simply say let's sort by name. Name would be better. Okay, so name property, that is user 1, user 2, user 3. In this format, things would be sorted. Okay, so now let's try to call this, and right now we are getting an error. What is the error? Sort by users is having a problem. Why it's having a problem? Sort users. Okay, sort users, it's actually sort users, right? Okay, so now you can see we are able to sort things out by email. You can see 014, 015, 016, 017, 018, user 1, user 2. Okay, so now let's try to reverse this. So we were actually getting things in descending order. Okay, V comes after you. Okay, V comes after you. That's why we are getting things in descending order. Suppose if I just make it 1, send. So, okay, so problem is actually it's not able to sort here. Okay, we actually tested this. Okay, just a minute. I think this is not the correct way. Yep. Okay. Okay. Sorry. We were actually using a property. Okay. So the property must be inside this. That's how you would find the index. Okay. Now it's fine. So now let's try to use this. Again, if I call this and we are able, mm-hmm. Let me just check. First of all, I would just create a variable and let me just name it as this. Okay, now let me just print it here so that we can see if it works or not. And here I would just send parameter res.send. Okay, right. So let's test this API now. You can see that, yeah, we got name and one. Fine. Now you can see I'm able to get this object. Okay, I'm able to get this object. That means till now we are fine. What we would actually do is I would just find the users, const users equals. I hope it works this time because here we have two parameters. Okay, filter. I don't need any filter, but yeah, we are able to sort this or not. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Let's test this. Hmm. Now let's try to run this. Yes, now it's working. Okay. You can see now it's working. So for -1, we're getting u first and then similarly. Okay, you can see user 2, user 1, user 2, user 1, Viraj. Okay. Similarly, if I make it 1, you would get V. Okay. That is sorry. I'm sorry. I was just taking example of image. You can see that we are getting H, 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 and then V. Okay, now I hope you got the naming terms. Okay, so you can see that now it works fine. Okay. So that's how you can actually perform the sort operation also. So these were two things which were actually required. Okay, so these were some operations. Now we would be talking about how we can upload images in MongoDB. Okay, so let's go very fast for this because this is a concept which would be needed every time you are learning things. So let's do that. So for that, what can we do is first of all, you need to install Multer and you need to install Cloudinary. Okay, so for Cloudinary, you just need to create an account. Okay, so let me just show you how you would be creating Cloudinary account. Okay, so you just need to visit Cloudinary's website, and here you would find that you have to first of all sign up. Once you sign up, then you can log in or it would take you directly. Okay, so I have actually created an account, so I would be just login it with directly, and you don't need to provide any extra things, card details, nothing. Okay, so you would get free credits, and there are some monthly credits too, so you can store your files here. So what would happen is if I go to settings, and here you would get one thing that is access keys. Here are my access keys, so you can do whatever you want. And I think we have some docs also, so I would just go to the doc section. I have to check just a minute. There are actually some options where you get direct documents for that. So let me just check Media Explorer, Transform Gallery. Okay. Uh, okay, let's do one thing. What I would do is if I click on this, no, we don't have an option here. Let me just search on Google. Okay, so I would just say that Cloudinary Node.js upload, right? So yeah, you'll get Node.js details here, right? So you can see that there are some documents for that also, but I also don't want this. Okay, let me just do one thing. For now, I don't know exact section where you'll find the exact details. Okay, like you can find the access keys, but that's something different. So right now what I would do is I would simply go here and go to access keys and not be using these keys. Okay, I would be using these keys. So this is an untitled key and I would be able to use this. Okay, so I actually need a few things. The first thing is the cloud name. Okay, so cloud name is actually this. Okay, this. And then I want the API key. This is my API key and this is my secret key. I only want these three things. Okay, these will work. Okay, at least these things, and then you will be able to use it with Node.js. So let's try to use it now. And for that, what I would do is simply go to my application. I would be installing two things. First is Multer and then Cloudinary. Okay, so npm I Cloudinary and npm I Multer. Okay, now I think they are installed. So now we can actually use this. So for that, I would be creating a separate route. So for that, let's create a file or folder named as controllers. Okay, so inside this we would be creating a controller named as image upload routes. Inside this we would be performing all image upload things. So image upload routes.js. Okay, so the use of multer is actually you would be creating an image buffer. What is an image buffer? Each pixel is actually converted into some binary number that is represents some color. Okay, so we would be using that. So for that, first of all, let's create a few things. So I would be just importing a few things. Okay, these few things are required. That is Cloudinary and Multer are actually installed right now. So for installing, for importing Cloudinary, you have to import it like this. You have to import Multer, and then you have to import the schema. Okay, and the .env config which we are going to use, and the router. Okay, so in env, I'm going to paste my three parameters now. Okay, so these are just copy my three parameters and I would just paste my parameters. That is, I would paste Cloudinary cloud name, okay, Cloudinary API key and Cloudinary secret. Okay, so I won't be showing that to you because it's easy to use, okay, and you'd be able to use my keys. So I won't show my keys, but you have to paste it, and I would be using those keys. Okay, so what I can actually do is I would be creating a config. So Cloudinary config cloudinary.config, and I would be importing those values which would be copied from here. You can just copy secret key, API key, and the cloud name. Okay, cloud name is dy4. This is your would be different. Okay, so you can copy these from yours and then you can use it here. Okay, so here you just need to specify the cloud name. Okay, so in my env file I have used this name, this variable to store that value. Okay, so cloud name, and similarly the API key, and similarly the API secret. Okay, these three are required. Okay, that's it. So now we have created a config. And one more thing, that is, I would just first of all export this and connect this to index.js. So in index.js, right now I would just comment these out because I don't need this, and this is for today, and here we're actually using this. So first of all, let me just import that. Okay, so for importing the image upload routes, I have to just specify const image IMAGEUPLOAD routes. Okay, so from here you have to just upload, you have to just import this, and then you have to pass app.use image upload routes. Okay, so yeah, that's how you can use. So this is the first, you would say the first word in the API name, and then you have to use the routes. Okay, so now here I would just say that inside this, let's create a route where you are able to upload an image. Okay, so for that what we can do is we would simply say that router.post. Inside this I would just say that dot slash, and let's create a name, upload profile picture. Okay, profile pic. Okay, name like that would be fine. So now we would be actually uploading a profile picture to our users database. Okay, how we can do that? First of all, you need to use multer for creating a buffer. Okay, so for that I would be defining few variables here. First of all, I would just define a temporary cache storage. Okay, this won't be using any extra storage on your Node.js application, so just you can just write it as it is. So here you would just say that multer dot memory usage, memory storage. Okay, so it would just store the buffer for a while, till then it's not usable. Okay, so we would be just creating a temporary cache value, and we would be just storing a buffer inside this, and it would be in our memory, not the disk storage. Okay, so in multer you have two things, memory storage and disk storage. So we are using memory storage, so that we don't use space here. We won't be using any kind of space in our Node.js application. We would be using space of cloud memory. So why store image here, right? Why would we storing image here? So that's why we created a memory storage. And now what we would do is, so just simply say that const upload equals, and then whenever I call this, it would actually store things in multer. Okay, for a while it would just create, it would just store things in multer, and the storage would be this memory storage. Okay, that's it. So now what we would simply say is, from the front end we would be sharing a file, image file. Okay, so I would just pick that file. Okay, the files would be sent. Okay, so this would be the name of the file which I would send from the front end. Okay, I would just explain you how it happens. Right now you would just assume that image would be containing the image. Okay, that is the PNG file, JPEG file, any file. This name can be anything. This name can be, can't, it's not mandatory to provide image name here. You can provide, say, you can say my image, something like that, anything else. Okay, but yeah, this would be something which you would be sending in the form data of front end. Okay, so right now I've just provided the name image, and let me just write my image so that you don't get confused, right? So my image and async. Now inside this, first of all, what would happen, this middleware is created. Okay, so this middleware is created. This middleware simply calls multer and creates a temporary image buffer. What is image buffer? You can search on Google. It simply divides image into its pixels, and each pixel is converted to binary. Okay, so it's a binary string, that's it. So it's easily if you convert an image to binary string, we can easily recover that image from those binary numbers. So that's the method, and we have converted this image. So now what we can do is, we can simply automatically, your image coming from front end will now be converted to a binary string. So whenever you get this, okay, from front end, you would be just sharing an image. But since, because of this middleware, now if I get my file from req.file, now what would happen is, once, first of all, it would convert it into a string, then it would create a file which would be mixed with my request. Okay, which would be added to my request. Okay, from front end you won't be sending this, you would be sending this my image value. Okay, so first your image would be uploaded to multer in the memory storage, then a buffer would be created, a buffer would be named in terms of file, so this file will be called, and now you can actually print this to see what is actually happening here. So console.log file, I would just share this, or I would just send this as a response, res dot send, and here you can actually say that file is here. Okay, so I'll just show my file. So I'll just show my file so that you'll be able to see things, right? So in here I would just say that, let me just create a request. Okay, here what do we need is, we need to first of all provide the first term, that is image upload. So slash image upload slash, and then you need to provide this name, you upload profile pic, right? Upload profile pic, that's it. So in the headers part, we would just say that the content type is what? Form data. So content type multi-part form data. That's it. In the body part, just go to this and form data. Here I'll just provide the name of the image, okay, my image, and then the type is what? Okay, so before this, actually, first of all, you need to provide the type. Then you need to say that it's my image. Okay, I'll just select the files, and here you can see that I have a few set of images. So I would be using some image. Suppose I would be using this image. Okay, this image would be fine. So I'll just use this open. Okay, so open. So you can see this file isn't in your working directory. Okay, it's fine. So you can see that I've just selected the image, and in the headers part, multi-part form data. Now I think it would work. So if I click on this, first of all, let me check that the request type is actually post. So send. Now you can see that I am actually getting a buffer. So this is what each pixel is converted into a binary string. Okay, so now I would be just storing this to Cloudinary. Okay, and getting a image link. Okay, so that's the benefit of Cloudinary. But I hope till now you are getting things till here, right? So now we would be storing this file to Cloudinary. That's damn easy. Okay, so for storing file, first of all, I would just say that if suppose in whose ID first of all you want to store file. Okay, so I would provide another parameter here, that is user ID. Okay, user ID, and I would just get the ID of the user. Suppose where were my users actually? Let's say let me just go to the database first of all. Right, suppose in this user I want to store a profile picture. So I'll just copy this and paste that value here. Just paste it. Right, so you just paste it, and now what I want is I want to just say that find this user and upload this profile picture in his ID. How can we do that? So first of all, get the user ID also. So you just get the user ID parameter. Then I would just say that if the file is not found, just return this. Okay, if the user is not found, then just return this. Okay, if both are found, then we would simply call Cloudinary operation. Okay, so we would simply say Cloudinary uploaded. Okay, so Cloudinary loader, right? So for that, what we can type it Cloudinary up, whatever, you get a method like this, and inside this you have to just upload the binary image which you get. Just that's it. Similarly, you can do this with video, but there is a separate approach. I won't recommend this to do this with video. Okay, so stream upload stream. Inside this you have to specify the resource type. The resource type is by default the resource type is actually auto. You can say that the resource type is image, but I would just say that provide auto. It would work for any type. Okay, so you won't face any confusion. But yeah, if you have some restriction that only image is uploaded, that a specific type is uploaded, then you can search for resource type on Google. What kind of resources can you upload in this? But right now I would just say that resource type is auto. That is either image, either video, either PDF can be uploaded. Yes, you can upload image, video, and PDFs also, right? So here you would just say that after this you would get an error or a result, right? So you would get these two things. So here you just need to say that if we have error. Okay, if we have an error, so I would just say that give this response error uploading image to Cloudinary. Okay, if we don't have an error, so we would just say that we found the existing user, right? We found the existing user with that specific ID. So I would just say that existing user. Okay, but yeah, first of all, we need to update the user schema. Right now it doesn't have any parameter named as profile pic. So I would just say that we have a parameter named as profile pic. Type is string. Okay, type is string. So now I would just say that dot profile pic equals result dot, and in result you would just get a URL. Okay, you can just print that URL also. You'd get that URL, and I would just say that if everything is fine, I would just set that URL. So I'll just give this URL as a response also, so that you can see that things are working fine. So you'd get a URL something like this xyz.com, and this URL would be actually containing your image, and you would just store this URL into your database. Let me just explain you, but first of all let me just upload this. Okay, so what I would do is res dot status, and I would just send this JSON result, right? So let's try to use this. All right, so now let's try to test this. So this was it, and now we were getting the file. We are first of all storing this, and we are getting the result from Cloudinary. Okay, Cloudinary. So let's try to use this. So here we would say that inside this, let's click send, and you would see that it's taking a while. Let's wait. Hmm. It's actually taking a while. Error uploading image to Cloudinary. Okay, what's the problem here? I think you have to Cloudinary upload. Okay, request timeout. Let me just try this again. I think this time it would work. So let's wait for the database first of all to connect. Then we would upload it again to Cloudinary. Sometimes it happens due to internet and it would work fine later on, right? So yeah, it's taking time to connect with internet also. Send. All right, it's again taking time. I would just do one thing. First of all, let me just close this. I think it's not able to get the env files, that's why. So let me just start this again. I think now this would work. If I click send, first of all, what's actually happening here is, let's see, let's debug this. So here what we did is upload dot single my image, right? We found the image name, and then I would just say that these things are temporary. Cloudinary dot upload stream, right? It's taking way too long, I think. So the upload stream is what? Upload stream is, I have defined as auto, right? Resource type as auto. So here what we have done is the error and the result. Okay, let me just check the name, the config part. So the request has timeout error. It's actually taking way too long, that's why. So I'll just try to do this with some other image. Maybe it won't take time for other images. So if I click on send, Cloudinary, cloud name, Cloudinary API secret, the variables are also fine. Where is the problem going on? Again, timeout issue. Let's search for this error, right? You can add timeout parameter to your upload call. Okay, we can actually add timeout parameter also, but still it must not take that much time because I've tested it myself. Maybe due to slow internet, it's taking time. Anyways, uh, let's say that again we would try for a while. Here we can actually specify the timeout also. So let's say that I think here you can specify the timeout or something like that. Okay, let it be. Let's see first of all it's working or not. Cannot get response. Why not get response? Again save. Click send. Okay, let me just try with my other database. I'll just cancel this request and let me just try with my other database. So first of all, image upload. Now I've created an API upload profile pic, right? So we would be calling this, and I'm just trying my other database. Okay, this is my other database which I take for before creating this video. I was actually using this. Okay, so I will just start this first of all. Let me just close this and let's start this one. Okay, I have to change the name my image, right? So my image, I've just created this, fine, and then from that I'm just okay guys, I think yeah, this was the problem. Okay, this was the problem. We haven't actually completed this, right? So let me just complete this. Okay, this was the problem. I found the issue. The issue was actually we were not completing this. Okay, so this is actually a problem here. What we need to do is, first of all, I'll just make it systematic. So here you can see that what we did is this is the end bracket. So here one thing must be provided, that is the file buffer. We are not actually providing the file. This was the problem, because at the end you have to provide the file buffer, the buffer which we created, right? So once you provide the buffer, it would be able to upload that. Okay, so now I would again start this. It would work properly, right? Let's try this. Again, it's taking way too long. I don't know what's the issue, so let me just remove this everything. Okay, everything, some bracket issue or something. Okay, so I'll just say that we want to upload this file, right? So cloudinary dot uploader dot upload. So here you are just going to upload, okay, and the at the end you have to provide a parameter. So here you can just say that end file dot buffer. Let's try to use this. So here let's say that we are providing resource type. It's actually upload stream, sorry, it's actually upload underscore stream. Resource type, and the type is, suppose, again let's say it's auto. Then there would be some kind of response. So let's try to get the response. Error and result. Alright, so let's try to get the response. If the image is actually uploaded, I would just get the URL. Okay, I would just get the URL. So the URL is actually res dot send result. Okay, result. So let's try to check this now. The app is actually crashed. Maybe because this is due to slow internet, I'm not easily able to connect to database also, and that's why. So let it be. Let's try to click again. All right, so now you can see things actually worked. This was actually because of slow internet and nothing else. So you can see now we are actually getting a URL. This URL is actually storing your image. So if I click on image, you can see that now I'm getting this image. So you can store this image anywhere now. So we would be doing that. So what we would actually do is we would go to our database and we would just save our profile picture. That's it. So here you can just say that instead of this, just save the profile picture existing user dot profile pic. Okay, but first of all, again, you have to specify the error. First of all, error field, if error field exists, we would simply say that we are facing an error. Okay, if everything is fine, you would just say existing user, which we got from here, and save the profile picture with the URL. Okay, so the URL is actually what kind of response you are getting. You are actually getting two kind of responses, and I would actually say that you can use this one. Okay, this is secure URL, so it would be better to use secure URL. Okay, so we are using the secure URL. So I've just typed here result.secure URL. Just save the result.secure URL in the profile picture field and then just save. And then as a response, you would just send that profile picture uploaded successfully, right? Profile picture uploaded successfully. So if I just save this, and now let's try to do these things again. Okay, so if I go again to Postman and then in the body part, let's specify some other image. Let's say suppose this is the image. Click this, and let's suppose if I click on send, you can see that the image has been uploaded successfully. Now in whose profile we have uploaded image? Harshal's profile. So let's check that. Okay, so for that, if I go to the Harshal's profile, refresh, and you would find that Harshal has the image, right? You can see Harshal has the image. So from the front end, you can actually access this image. Okay, so uh, let me just copy this image path, copy and paste. If I hit this, you can see I'm getting the image. All right, so that's how you can upload files in uh, MongoDB using extra services like Cloudinary, or you can actually use AWS S3, different kind of things to upload media things. All right, so I hope you understood this, and we actually faced what is the maximum size of image we can send. Actually, I don't have that much idea of Cloudinary about the sending and limit terms, but you can actually search for that on Google. Okay, you'll find things, but I think the max bandwidth or the total storage which they provide is 1 GB, and maximum image size is, I think, max image size Cloudinary. So you can see maximum size is 10 MB, right? So yeah, you can search for this. Maximum size is 10 MB, and then for video it's 100 MB for raw files. Okay, so this is for free plan, but you can purchase their plans if you want. Although for some production level projects, I won't recommend Cloudinary. Instead of that, you can use AWS S3 for storing media files. And AWS S3 is actually beneficial for storing media files, any kind of media files, either image, video, PNG, PDF, any kind of files. And if you want to store your Node.js backend, you can again use AWS EC2. Okay, so in both cases, you would be using AWS, and I would say that if you are creating a production level project, then use AWS or different kind of services like Azure or different things like that. Okay, but I personally use AWS a lot for storing media files for Node.js applications, right? And as a response, you get a URL from Node.js similar to Cloudinary, and you can just store it to your MongoDB database, right? And from front end, you can directly access this link, right? So that's how you can do things. All right, so I hope you understood this, and that's how you can upload the images. And we performed some extra MongoDB operations like filter and sort, so those have been covered. And I also taught you how you can actually create your database from Node.js, right? So that's it for today. From the next video, we would be knowing how we can actually upload Node.js to some database, right? To some service like AWS, or you can use cyclic.sh. Node.js application will be deployed there, and then we can use that Node.js application directly from anywhere, right? So that would be great, and I would be telling you how we can do that in the next video. So I hope you understood this, and that's it for today. I will see you in the next one. So before ending this video, you can check out the links in the description provided by Geeks for Geeks. If you want to learn full stack development, you can check out those links, and these are basically paid courses. All right, so if you want to know, you can check them. So that's it for today. I will see you in the next one. Till then, see you, have a good day. Bye bye.